Hey everyone, welcome back to my AWS Developer Certification series. In today's video, we are diving into one of the most powerful and in-demand AWS services, AWS Lambda. This is the backbone of serverless computing, and if you are preparing for the exam, you will definitely see questions about Lambda. AWS Lambda Serverless Computing for Developers. In this video, we will see what is AWS Lambda, why is it important for developers, and the overview of serverless model. What is serverless computing? When you hear serverless, it doesn't mean there are no servers. It means you don't manage them. AWS automatically handles all the infrastructure behind the scenes. You just focus on your code. With serverless, you only pay for the time you run the code. If your code doesn't run, you don't have to pay anything. This model is great for event-driven workloads, things like running a function when a file is uploaded, or when someone hits an API endpoint. Here is how it works at the high level. You write your function, upload it to AWS Lambda, and then connect it to trigger. For example, an API gateway request, an S3 upload, or a CloudWatch event. When that event happens, AWS automatically runs your function inside an isolated environment. It executes the code, returns the result, and then shuts down the environment. Each function runs independently and can scale automatically, even to hundreds or even thousands of executions per second if needed. Lambda function components. Every Lambda function has four main parts. First is the handler, the entry point of your function code. Second comes runtime, the programming language environment like Node.js, Python, or Java. Third is the IAM role, which defines what AWS resources your function can access, like S3 or DynamoDB. Environment variables consist of configuration data you can change without editing code. These components make Lambda functions flexible, portable, and easy to integrate with other AWS services. Let's look at what makes Lambda so developer-friendly. First thing is automatic scaling. Lambda adjusts instantly to the number of events, no manual configuration needed. Second, it's deep integrations. It connects directly to the services like API Gateway, S3, DynamoDB, CloudWatch, SNS, and more. Third is the versioning and aliases. You can publish multiple versions of your code and create aliases like dev or prod. Last one is the layers. In this, it reuses code or dependencies across functions instead of copying them into every function. These were the four main features of the Lambda pricing model. In today's world, it is super important to find the budget. Lambda pricing is one of its biggest advantages. You pay for two things, the number of requests and the compute time your function uses. It is basically as pay as you use, so whenever your code runs, you have to pay. But if it does not run and you're still using it, but the code does not run, which means you are not paid. The free tier includes 1 million requests and 400,000 GB seconds of compute time per month. That's plenty for most small applications. After that, costs are still tiny, often just a few cents for thousands of executions. So basically, Lambda is the for using Lambda, the biggest advantage is pricing. What are the use cases? So where is Lambda used? When you should use Lambda as a developer? Here are the few examples. First is S3 data processing. When a file uploads, triggers a Lambda to resize images or process data. Second is the API backends, which combines Lambda with API gateway for fully serverless REST APIs. Third is the scheduled automation, which runs scripts every night using CloudWatch events. I have explained the CloudWatch alarms in my previous video. So if you have not seen or you do not know about CloudWatch, you must see my previous video to get to know about it. Fourth is the notifications and monitoring. When there are some notification, it triggers alerts or custom workflows based on system activity. Basically, Lambda shines whenever you need lightweight, event-driven tasks. What are the best practices to use Lambda? Now you know what is Lambda, what are the pricing models, and where are it used. Now you need to know how to use Lambda for its best efficient functions. To make your Lambda functions efficient, keep them small and modular, one job per function. Use provisioned concurrency if you need faster cold starts. Apply least privilege IAM rules for security. Monitor logs and matrices through CloudWatch. And the last is store configuration in environment variables instead of hard coding values. So that was AWS Lambda in a nutshell. Serverless, scalable, cost efficient, and developer friendly. If you are studying for AWS Developer Examination or the certification course, make sure you understand Lambda inside out. It's one of the core services you will definitely be tested on. In the next videos, we will look at another major topic, either DynamoDB or step functions. So stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more AWS tutorials every week. Thanks for watching me. I will see you in the next one.